Well, here we are once again out on the pad of misery, where we will try and inject or bolt a little performance onto our little baby Pro Stock car here. So we are going to install our aluminum flywheel and our spec clutch and aluminum pressure plate deal. So again, not expecting any kind of huge or any performance gain, honestly, but I really want to put some like I said before, I want to put some miles on this clutch and some shifts on it, since we only shift this car at 61, 6,200, 6 grand, right in that area, and see if it shifts okay in that area. And as we proceed, we will probably sneak up in the RPM range just a little bit and see if there's any performance there. Then at some point we will swap cylinder heads. I'm pretty sure that we're going to put the GT40 Yee-Yees on here. And then we'll definitely start sneaking up in the RPMs a little bit. Maybe, I don't know. But that's where we're at right now. Our plans, as you well know if you're a long-time watcher, our plans change with the weather. So, but that's where we're at now. We're definitely fixing to it's late in the afternoon. We got off to a late start. My motivation is not where I would like it to be, but I'm a little beat down from work. So tomorrow morning, we'll get it jacked up and we'll go ahead and start working on it. And then tomorrow, we'll knock it out. So get it running. Because this is really all I really plan to do before we go to the track, I think. I think I'm taking this car. It really depends on how it feels when we take it down the street. Good news is there should be some potential action, you know, where we're driving a car around. So that should be fun. Anyway, let me get to work. Let me get this thing jacked up, and we'll see you guys in the next clip. We've got it all jacked up. We've got our little toolkit here. And what the hell. Now we're gonna knock these 12 millimeter 12-point bolts loose, and then we'll be able to you know, pull the drive shaft out. Then we'll take the put the shifter in neutral and take the handle off of it, unbolt the shifter base. Then we'll take the exhaust mufflers off, and then we'll undo the cross member, and then we'll take the 4 bolts out, and we'll slide the trans out. Sounds like a good time, huh? That's because it is a good time, people. I'm starting to get hungry too. It's only 4 o'clock, so dang, I got a little ways to go for dinner, but I'm getting hungry, so let me add to my appetite. We have got all the old bolts out. We use a an old yoke. We have one. You can buy the plastic plugs or whatever you want to put in the tail shaft transmission so you don't leak fluid everywhere. We have a yoke that we stick in there. We got to go in and get it. We can pull it out. Look at that, and have that out. So. All right, exciting stuff, guys. This is next level drama. There's the yoke I'm talking about. That's the kit, but you know, we've got the one that we use for Fords. So anyway, there we go, boom. I'd be lying if I said that when I sit in this car, I don't like instantly fall in love with it. I know that people get oh God, I'm getting distracted, you know. Of course, I'm getting distracted. There's something else I would like to address, and I've addressed this before, but
there's a thing where people talk about cars that, oh, that car's gutted. I mean, it's gutted. It wouldn't be, you know, if it was, oh, that's why it's fast, it's gutted. Well, you know what? A lot of cars, it wouldn't be fast if it didn't have a stroker, or if it didn't have aftermarket heads, or if it didn't have a turbo, or if it didn't have nitrous or a blower. But no one goes around saying, oh, well, hey, you know, if it didn't have a turbo, you know, it's fast because it's got that turbo. Well, no kidding. But no one ever says that. It's always the NA guys with cars that don't have full interior. And that's another thing that gets me. Oh, it's not a street car. Dude, I drive my stuff to the track, okay? I drive it to the track and I drive it home. And I'll be honest, I drive mine a lot more than other guys with, I'm doing quotations, street cars drive theirs. Now, I may not, you know, I'm not fast or anything, but don't tell me my car's not a street car because it doesn't have door panels or radio. That's my choice to have that. And I don't do it. I'm not like every day I get in the car and go, oh my God, I wish I had door panels, or, oh, I wish I had a radio, or I wish I had a heater. I don't do that. I like my cars the way they are. If I could order it from the factory like this is how I would have bought it. No carpet, no, you know, sound deadener. I don't need none of that nonsense. That's just nonsense. So, but yeah, I mean, I get light is right, but, you know, just because your car's got full interior and all this kind of nonsense or whatever, and that's your choice, you know, if it's got full interior, good for you. That's what you like. But man, don't be hating on people because their cars are gutted. It's gutted. You know, that's their choice. Same reason they got a car that was blue instead of silver. Or, you know, they got a freaking bench seat instead of bucket seats. Or they got a manual instead of automatic, or vice versa. That was because they made a choice to do that. I mean, but this is just a thing that happens. And I get on this little rant about this stuff because me and Michael don't go around about this, but we hear, you know, he says, you know, the gutted. I'm like, dude, it's just whatever, you know. People don't say it's gutted under the hood when you get rid of stuff. They just say, damn, you got rid of stuff. I don't understand. The interior seems to be like a focal point or a hot topic or something. So, you know, it is what it is. And people, or they look at it and they go, that's a race car. You know, you don't drive that around. Actually, I do drive it around, and I don't complain about it. So anyway, I'm sorry. I get on a little rant. I know everyone now put in the comments, it's gutted. Just to try and get me upset, but it doesn't actually get me upset. I'm just, you know, I say stuff to Michael, but I'm like anything else. I keep my opinions to myself most times just because they're my opinions and no one really cares, and that's fine. So anyway, my point is that when I sit in this car, this tin can, I like it. I feel like a sardine, man. And sardines are happy when they're in their tin cans. They love it. They don't like when they come out of them either. So, all right, cool. Let me finish getting this out. I'm sorry. We go on this long rant, and you guys hear me doing this stuff, but I'm sorry. I apologize. Hold on. You know what's in there. You know what's in there asleep. He's in there sound asleep, but maybe we'll see him in a little bit. Don't wake him up. All right, let's get back to it. Sorry for the rant. Maybe I'll cut this out. If I edit it out, you will never know. But if I don't, I'm sorry. One other thing while Hand Puppet's doing his deal, me and Bruce were talking about like the little 1/4-inch impacts and stuff, you know, because he was working on something at the facility and his hands were just black as tar. And I was like, dude, and we got to talking about the no gloves and stuff like that, using a wrench, we like to feel the bolts. And, you know, that just always makes me think of the 1/4-inch impact. How much, sorry, I'm doing this one-handed, of course. How much quicker I could probably get stuff done if I had one. On the flip side, how many more cross-threaded bolts would I have? Probably a lot. So, all right, cool. And let's take. There it is. People ask me every now and then what kind of shifter I use. Well, there you go. There it is right there. An old Hurst first gen. That's what I've basically got in every car. These I like these shifters. I mean there's that's weird, Hand Puppet. This finger right here, I cut the end of it off at work. I mean, it literally grew back. I mean, it was pretty bad. I mean, I literally like grew back probably about that much. It cut the tip of the bone off. So you don't want to do that, guys. It actually really hurt. Not when it happened, but later on. And it's still pretty sensitive. But anyway, just side note, in case my finger looks weird. Or this guy, this hand puppet's weird brother. He's got the... So anyway, old first gen Hurst. That's what I have in basically every car. They work as good as anything else. It's not, I've just always used these, so that's why I have them. So I've never had a reason to go to any other brand. So Michael really likes his MGW Pirate. He likes that. And Kevin's got a Triax and McNuggles. And but I got Hurst first gens. That's basically what I got. So all right, let me unbolt that, get it out. One other thing of note while we're here talking about it, this is the shift handle. This is the knob that I prefer, a G-force or long engineering handle. And I have a factory length stick, and I use the Steeda solid bushings in it. That's what I basically prefer. I don't like the super short stuff. So when we do our power shifting video, and we will do that, I'm just, I have like an idea of things that I want to do and which car and this and that. So it's just it's a thing, it's a time thing. So anyway, that's what I prefer. That's my favorite thing. So okay, just thought I'd point that out since it was laying there. Some people ask every now and then. There you go. That's what I prefer for my shifting duties, is that setup right there. So let me get something and knock that loose. Hey! This is what a helper looks like.
Now, I'm going to take the bullets off. Yes, Henry, I know you're right there. We're going to take the bullets off, then we'll take the mount loose, then we'll take this loose. We got to pull the drive shaft out. We got our thing over here. Also, we broke out the old Craftsman. You check that out, dude. That's made in the USA Craftsman right there. That's old school. Works like a champ, though. So, all right, let me get to turning these nuts. Nuts! Get these nuts. We'll get that loose. Take it out. Look, I'm doing a step-by-step, guys. How you like it? It's awesome, right? Right? What do you think, dude? Awesome? Oh, you guys are getting it again. Straight up getting it. Get them, Henry. Get them. Give them that stuff. Give them the good stuff. Yeah, not that cheap stuff. Give them the good stuff. Oh, God, the lens is wet. Oh, you're stepping on my naughty spot. Okay, thank you. I'm good. Okie dokie. We got our ratchets. We got our mufflers off. We got our nuts off our trans mount. Now we're fixing to take this bad boys loose. And we got solid motor mount, so it's not like it's gonna, fall down or anything. Then we'll do the 4 14mm bolts holding the trans in and pop it out. Then start working on the bell housing. Gotta take the starter loose and clutch cable, and so on and so forth. All right, I was a little premature on saying I wasn't gonna use a jack, because I did use a jack. It started tweaking back some, and I just wasn't comfortable with it, so I put a jack under it. Boom, there we go. Good deal. Let me get the bolts out, and we can try and get it out of here, at least before we go in. Teresa's fixing to get off work, gonna bring home some dinner, and then it's gonna be time to eat, and then I'm gonna be done doing this. Gonna watch some TV and enjoy some company and some food. You can't see it, but we got 2 of them out. Again, you can't see it, but all the bolts are out, and now, sorry,
we are ready to lower the jack a little bit, and we'll just slide it on out. They have been going at it for the last, yep, still going. The trans is out. We only strained one sphincter muscle, which is pretty good for us considering our age, I guess. But we got it out, and I think that's going to do it for tonight. It'll be time to eat here for long. I need to go wash up. So, all right, we'll see you guys in the morning. So, yeah, we'll see you in the morning. There we go.
You want me to open it?
Yeah.
Do you like say who it's from or anything first, or?
It's from Mike. Don't cut it.
How am I?
I want to see what it looks like. I know what it is. I want to see how it looks. I figured it'd be better if you open it and I could take a look at it. Like, oh. What's it say?
Sending a 2X and a 3X.
Oh, wow.
Share the one that you don't wear.
There we go. Look at that. Oh, it's great. Ooh. Oh, I like, you see, that's how I like t-shirts. I like them with something in the front. School's out. Sega Super Stocks. That's Southeast Gassers. Southeast Gassers. Oh, look at that thing. That is so cool. That is a very cool shirt. Mike, thank you very much. Look at that. I like it as gray too. I like white shirts, but golly, I cannot keep a white shirt clean. Save my life. But it's great. That is very cool. And I like them when they got a logo on the front and the picture in the back. That's kind of how I like t-shirts. One day, if there's ever any merch done, give me a percentage. Give the viewers a percentage of what the chances are of merch being done within the next, let's just say, 6 months. Just give me a percentage. What in your heart is the percent? 2% chance of it getting done? Look at Allie. What are you doing, psychopath? Mike, thank you very much for the shirts. Those are really, really, really cool. That's very cool. That 3X, that's pretty good size. I bet Kyle could almost wear that. I don't know.
Kevin?
Oh, Kevin could wear that easily. But, I mean, Kyle might be able to wear that. He'll cut sleeves out of it. That's how Kyle rolls. He wants to be unencumbered. All right, Mike, thank you very much. I had her open it just so I could take a look at it. So, look. All right, I don't want you to start doing that thing where the channel. Look, everyone's going to see there's a doghouse in the dining room.
Yeah, that's leaving.
Okay, we are taking the starter loose. And it's cold out here, so we're not going to get a lot done, but at least we'll get that done. Now we'll get the factory clutch cable out. All right, we got all the bell housing bolts out. So now, boom. Now we can try and finagle it out of there. Bell housing is out. And for all the stock clutch haters, there it is. Look at that thing. Yeah, what does that say? 86 GT on it. Okay. All the pressure plate bolts are out. So I'll need 2 hands to pry it off and get it out, but it's fixing to pop out. All right, there it is. Now we'll get the impact, knock them out, get that out. Got our clutch laying on the floor, on the pad of misery. And I'm gonna be honest, it's a cold pad of misery today. That's right, I'm going straight concrete, guys. No cardboard for me. I'm just being tough. Okay, we have got the flywheel out. So let's go get the scale and we'll kind of weigh it and see how much we're saving. Should be a little bit, but not a ton, but some's better than none. Stock clutch pressure plate flywheel are 42.7. So here we go. Now let's weigh the other stuff. 29.3 for our aluminum pressure plate, clutch, disc, and flywheel. So
For the record, stock flywheel is 20.8 and the aluminum one was 12.2 on this particular scale. 17.2 for the clutch and pressure plate for the spec stuff. Factory clutch and pressure plates, 21.7. So there you go, there's your weight losses. All right, guys, for the quick math, is a total savings of 13.4. Let's just call it 13.5 pounds because we feel better about that. Realistically, the flywheel in the long run is probably a good investment in my opinion. I mean, I've got one in the LTD. I've done an aluminum flywheel type thing 3 or 4 different times now. In all honesty, in back-to-back comparisons, it's made 0 difference. I've done it in the Blue Dragon. I did it with basically stock motor. I did it with when I put the twisted weight stuff on it. It basically almost made no difference. There was a good test, you can find it online, of where they tested Robin Lawrence's, Uncle Robin's old factory stock car way back in the day. They did his car and a supercharged car that was owned by someone else, and they did the lightweight, like clutch and flywheel type deal. They did it like on the dyno, chassis dyno, going through gear changes, and they did it at the track. And ultimately, both cars were faster, but the reality of the situation is that Uncle Robin, you have to be able to turn the car, because you lose what you pick up in horsepower from not having to pull the weight. You lose on the gear changes with the inertia. When you shift gears and all that stored energy is released into the clutch, it helps propel the car forward. When you have an aluminum, you lose that for the most part, or lose a large part of it. And you have to be able to rev the car high enough for the horsepower gain to overcome the inertia loss. So in my experience, running the cars to $6,000, 6,100 on the it didn't make any difference. It wasn't any slower, but it wasn't any faster. It felt faster though, and so that counts. In this case, we are going to change heads eventually, and we want to turn the car up a little harder. So it would show a difference, but again, it won't be an apples to apples kind of a thing. Realistically, we just want to put some miles on this clutch. But those are your weight losses. You saw them, but ultimately it's 13.5 pounds. The aluminum flywheel is probably a good investment in my opinion. The clutch, not so much, because it's really kind of expensive for what you get. The aluminum pressure plate option adds a chunk to the overall value, or the price I should say. But I've never had one. I wanted to buy one, and at the end of the day, this clutch, if we can get it to where it'll shift up high, breaking it in, running it more, and just maybe it'll wear in, then we're going to put it in the LTD. So, we're not just going to leave it sitting on the shelf, because we did pay a lot of money, in my opinion, for it. So we do want to use it, and it worked fine. Just didn't want it drove fine. It didn't want to race good. So hopefully we'll fix that. But that's your results. Can't see that, but there you go. And you got it all right here. Anyway, there you go. Boom, 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 boom. So now I've got to go to the grocery store. I got to do husband stuff, So anyway, got to go to the grocery store, which that's fine. I like going. So obviously. All right. So in the next clip, we'll start bolting it all back together. So we'll see you guys in a minute. We are back. It is the next day. We've got box to open. We got a couple boxes in the mail yesterday. I know no one cares about the boxes, but I care. So let me open this real quick. This is technically sort of for this car, and sort of not. It is one of the finest radiators that China has to offer. Look at this little dude. This isn't the first time we have used one of these. We have one in the LTD, and to be perfectly honest, this one's a 3-row, allegedly. And to be perfectly honest, be perfectly honest, it's marginal for cooling. But the one in the LTD is a 2-row. This is a 3. We're gonna see if it works any better. It's okay getting back and forth to the track, especially during the winter months. But you know, not something I recommend or would really use for like daily driving. But we're in the cold months right now, so we're gonna kind of finagle this into our little baby Pro Stocker and see how it works for us. Now, the other box we had to open, this one, I've actually been waiting on this for a while, probably a month almost. The person I bought this from, they caught the COVID, so they were under the weather for a while, and that stuff ain't no joke, guys. So they were under the weather and finally got it sent out to me. Now, this is certainly something that I don't particularly ever do or buy. This is not something that I would normally buy. But I saw them and I had to have them. This was a complete impulse, guilty pleasure buy. Hats off to the packaging. You guys are probably going, what the heck is it? What are those things? They are, oh my God. Ooh, let me show you. Valve covers, Pro Stock. These are off-brand. Back in the day, back in the 70s, you could get these, made in USA, baby. You could get these, you know, they said stuff like AFX and stuff like that, and they weren't expensive, and they're kind of hard to find now. I've actually never seen a set for sale. These popped up. They were on Facebook Marketplace. Why I don't get on the freaking, you know, selling sites, and I had to have them. I had to have them for our car out there, Special Ed. Old Eddie needed these, and here we are. They weren't the cheapest things, and maybe they aren't the coolest things, but they're certainly cool to me. Man, those are awesome. Now I just got to get me some breathers for them and get them bolted on. Of course, that frees up those black valve covers to put on like the Love Boat, and then we've still got them Morosos and we can put them somewhere. But man, these things are so freaking cool. That's awesome. They look to be in really, you know, really good, relatively good shape considering how old they are. They probably quit making these in the 80s, if then. So, all right, there we go. Those are some parts we got. Now we got some family errands to run. You know, you got in-laws, you got things to do. So when we get back from running that, we're going to start finish up putting our clutch, and everything back together, and then we'll get to this at some point. But I got to order breathers for it, and we can do the radiator as well. So, all right, cool deal. We'll see you guys in the next clip. Thanks for bearing with me on the box opening. I know not everyone is a fan of that, but you know, sorry. That's the way I do it on this channel. Well, it's late in the afternoon, and the day's kind of got away from us. But we're going to go ahead and try and get the flywheel bolted in, get the clutch in it, and at least get the bell housing on it. If we can get that done before we run out of daylight, I'll be happy with that. But baby steps. I know this is taking forever, but anyway, we just got other stuff going on, but we'll get it done. Flywheel set up there. It only goes in one way. You have to keep rotating it around till all the holes line up. That's, you know, a lot of people know that. I guess some people don't, but there we go. We also felt our pilot bearing, felt good, so we'll just roll with it. All right, let me get some Loctite on these things. A little dab will do you. We'll bolt them down. All right, we hit it with the impact. In a perfect world, you'll want to check it with a torque wrench. We live in an imperfect world. So we hit them with the impact. It's good. We'll just roll with that. All the ASC guys can go crazy commenting about it, but trust me, it's on there. It's good enough.
it's good enough, baby. Now we gotta clean it and we'll throw the clutch on it. Okay, we've got the clutch and we've just got the bolts threaded in. You wanna kind of evenly or cross hatch, or I say cross pattern these over, and you don't want to tighten them all down. You just want to, at once, you want to go one, turn, and draw it evenly down so you don't warp the pressure plate. I've never had a problem with that, but I always kind of do it like that anyway. That's what they recommend in the instructions, so I kind of do it like that. So anyway, technically I don't put any Loctite on these. We don't know how long this clutch is going to be in here, so we're not trying to make it permanent. We'll see how it all goes. So all right, let me tighten these down. We'll move on to the next step, putting the bell housing on. Pressure plate is bolted in, so boom. All right, cool deal.
Of course, these guys going crazy. Guys going nuts. I can hear you out here. Hey, oh, whoa, easy, fella. Easy with that. All right, we gotta get to work.
Okay, we have got the bell housing bolted in. So let's guess maybe we go ahead and bolt the transmission up, and then we can do the starter and stuff like that. Get the trans cross member in so we can get it all back supported up the way we want. Then we can do all the accessory stuff. So progress.
I'd also like to point out that the input is just as tight as when we first shimmed it up and put it in there. So boom goes the dynamite. All right, let's slide this garbage in. Try to get my old man strength on.
All right, we got the trans bolted in. We had to have Teresa come out here and push the clutch, because sometimes that last 1/4 inch where it's just got to have that little bit of movement for the clutch disc to align. So the input will go all the way in. She gave the clutch a push and slid right on in. So we got it all bolted in. We just gotta now put the trans cross member in, and we'll have it all supported up, and we can start bolting everything else up to it. Yay! Cross member's bolted back in. Yay! Starter's back on. Yay! Now let's do the muffs. The mufflers are on. The mufflers are on. Yay, the noisemakers. Okay, now we're going to add a little bit of ATF since we lost a little bit. So we're going to put a little bit in, and then we'll put the shifter on. We got this raggedy junk all bolted back together. You hear those psychopaths out there? Okay, let's get the drive shaft in. Drive shaft is back in. We put some Loctite on these bolts, optimistically, thinking that we won't be taking the drive shaft back out anytime soon. So let's hope. So, all right, moving on. I also removed the rear spoiler. I know this may not be popular among the people, but I like it a lot better without the spoiler. The reason being is because the car has a hood scoop on it. And to me, these cars look weird when they have scoops on them and they have a rear spoiler. It messes with the symmetry. To me, I know, but I just like it better. It's much like how the 79 through 79, 80 Cobras. Really 79. I know you could get them with the GT, or I should say the GT, actually the Cobra style, 3-piece rear spoiler and the front fascia and stuff. And they had the pace car style scoop on them, but the 79 models, and again, I'm sure some Melvin will correct me on this, the 79 models had the forward facing scoop, much like the 82 GT, and a lot of them didn't have the rear spoiler. I like that look. I'm not a monster fan of it on fog light style cars or 85, 86, because the front end looks kind of big. It looks much better on a 79 through 82 egg crate style nose, non-GT or Cobra. That's a personal preference thing. If you don't like it,
that's great, but I do. So this right here will keep me satisfied for a little while, because I'll be honest, looking at this thing all the time with the rear spoiler and the hood scoop was driving me crazy. I just couldn't handle it. It was messing with the look of the car. I know, right? But to me, it messed with the look of the car. We are still contemplating changing the hood scoop. I haven't made a decision on that yet, because once I buy it, I own it, kind of a deal. So buying fiberglass parts and trying to ship them back, and that is a huge nightmare. So once I buy it, it's going to be mine. And if I buy it, I'm going to use it on something, even if it's not this car. But we'll see. I haven't decided yet. So, all right. Well, enough talking. This video is going to be long as hell too, but oh well, it is what it is. So, all right, moving on to the next thing, whatever that may be.
All right, guys. I apologize. We're running out of time. It's actually supposed to rain tomorrow. Still got a couple little things I want to do to the car, but this video's already gotten really long. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. We did get the clutch changed. You saw everything we've got done. In the next video, we're going to take it for a drive. It's just scheduling. I mean, sorry. I apologize. I'm as frustrated as you guys are. So anyway, thanks for commenting. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for supporting the channel. You guys have done a lot for us with gifts and stuff like that, and we certainly appreciate it. We'll put every bit of it that we can to good use. And thanks for watching. You hear them, right? And until next time on the Substandard Leader and Fox Body videos, and we are the Substandard Leader. We'll see you guys in the next vid.